Alright, so I've been watching the Unstable SMP until I realized something.
Your fault. After you opened up the server to all these new players, there hasn't been enough food to go around the kingdom.
Hey, play that again.
You ruined this server. And because of you and your decision to let new players in, everyone is worse off.
So they think new players are like a plague. They're hogging all the resources, the taxpayer dollars, the land, so they want them banned. They think those people who just joined in and did nothing to contribute to the server or resources do not deserve to be a part of it.
Your people are starving and dying to bandits. All you have to do is close off spawn.
On the other hand, Parrot promotes equality. That one should not be treated differently based on when they got there.
Do you know how many people are going to starve to death if you actually succeed? How many innocent players you're killing off of this server? I don't care if you're an old player, bro. I don't care if you joined before all the people in the city or all the people in my kingdom. What gives you the right to kill all of them?
He's trying to make the government get all the resources and share them equally. What does that sound like to you? While Saps wants only those who are old players who've contributed to stay here. People who have passed through the trials of spawn and have come here. What's the other word for like passing a trial? Maybe officially? You know, some would say legally? While Parrot, right, he wants most, if not all, probably all actually, to be able to join freely, to be given resource, free chicken, to all work together and share. Oh my gosh, it's politics in Minecraft. Okay, and like it's Flamebregs, right? Because he joined Lomity, right? He represents the group of people who like vote based on like what someone else says, right? And then like, wait a gosh. Does that mean Saparata's Trump in this scenario? And then like Parrot is like Harris? Okay, yes, Parrot is Harris, right? And then we have Spoke. Spoke represents the people who don't vote, but whose like interactions like influence. Oh my gosh, Spoke's in the end. He's in a different dimension. He's an alien national. He's an illegal. Okay, no, I'm kidding. But Spoke is like the non-voter, right? He's gone. He doesn't have any say in the political discourse and is busy. We're doing what though? Okay, let's see. Okay, so his fandom page. These previous events turned Spoke into a ruthless and vengeful leader of Null, being more than willing to destroy civilization and their histories, all in his pursuit for the imminent invasion of the overworlds. He's the foreign invader. Oh my gosh. Yo. But I haven't gotten to Wembu yet. Spoke obviously is the foreign invader. Insert whatever foreign war we're thinking about right now, whichever one of the current events, there always is one. But what about Wembu? Because we've gone over Parrot, right? He represents Harris, right? Saparata represents Trump, right? And the immigration policies with the soldiers, right? He's sort of like cough, cough. We know what we're talking about. And what about Wembu? A little bit of backstory, right? Wembu's best friend Eggs gets taken by Arachnid, which is like the whole thing Arachnid has over Wembu, which is why Wembu worked for him in the first place. So he doesn't actually want to work for Arachnid, and Arachnid wants to work with Cindercrest in order to, overthrow Parrot's civilization, which is why Wembu even works for Cindercrest in the first place, and why he's willing to betray Cindercrest later on, we see. So he has no motivation to work for Arachnid except for Egg. Now, what kind of person would that make him in our modern day society, right? He would be like the type of person to vote for someone else. Like, he won't vote for Trump because of the deportations, because he has a friend who would get deported if he did. Then, like, Arachnid is the guy who works with the right and who eventually tries to take power from them and who obviously wants to rule the place for themselves. He doesn't care whose side it is. He just wants to win. He just wants power. Isn't this just a tech oligarchy? He only collaborates to get more and more power to take over the country he wishes to possess, and he's willing to screw over people who help him, and like how a lot of platforms gradually get worse and hurt users who helped it become popular in the first place. Wait, no. Wembu is a CEO, right? Think with me now, right? Not the entire tech oligarchy, but a CEO who, because legally public companies are required to maximize profits, as such, some are tied down and forced to comply to legal demands or just to make as much money as possible, which is why they'll do immoral things, because he has to. Because of the stocks, right? Cindercrest is working with the person who owns his stocks, which is why he has to work with them, right? And the stocks are Egg-chan. So Racken is the tech oligarchy, Egg-chan is the stocks, and Wembu is the CEO. Bro. Shoebilly even taunts Wembu about this. I believe it's like a whole thing. Wembu fights Shoebilly because Arachnid wants to warn Cindercrest. But Shoebilly is unique. He works for Cindercrest because he wants to, not because he has any motivations to. Like, I was thinking Shoebilly would like represent like Scott Coffin when he like got caught for like donating, because he technically, I don't think he has any say in anything else. He's just sort of rich, or like Notch. But maybe Elon would actually fit better, because he joins Cindercrest, just like how Elon joins the right, and he freely chooses to do so to benefit them, even though he loses. Shoebilly getting completely jumped by Wembu, making enemies of a bunch of people on the server, having to betray his student, just like how Elon, when he buys Twitter, loses like billions of dollars. Stay with me here, right? Shoebilly wants to be independent from all people, right? Because he sees that as the problem, right? If you are strong and you have a friend who is weaker than you, your weakness is your friend. So he thinks if you're just strong and you have no friends or no allies, or if you just disagree with someone, you get rid of them, then you're strong, right? Because no one can touch you, right? Just like how Elon, when he disagreed with Trump, made his own party. The Sapparato is Trump, right? Parrot is Harris. Spoke is a foreign invading government. Wembu is the CEO. Arachnid is the tech oligarchy. And Shoebilly is Elon Musk. Jesus, it's proven now, right? Thanks for watching my theory. Have a great day. As always, this is a joke, probably, unless all the unstable SMP tubers all tweet this was 100% right, and all of us are 100% talking about politics on Unstable. I don't think this will ever be real, but thanks for watching. I hope this was funny. It's just absurdity. It's stupid. Okay, bye. Why am I acting like I'm like on a rush or something, right? I'm in a video, right? I'm recording this.